All right, we got voicemails, Ian.
We do.
Got some voicemails. Go to anchor.fm/the CU podcast. Try to leave us something short and sweet. You can tell us you love us if you want, but you don't have to. It's not required. All right, here's the first one.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Ian. This is Chris Taliaferro calling from beautiful Maple Shade, New Jersey. Just a quick question. Growing up, did you guys ever have any toys or games or anything that were considered quote-unquote girls' toys or girls' games that you actually enjoyed? I had Dream Phone, and I specifically liked that game, and I had Mall Madness. I got them as hand-me-downs from my sister, and they were both great games. Thanks.
Well, I don't have experience with Dream Phone. Mall Madness was awesome.
I used to love playing Dream Phone. I never owned it, but I played it with my cousin all the time. It's essentially Clue with a fucking phone. Like, it was fun.
Figure out what boy likes.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
It was fun as hell. I loved it.
Mall Madness was great because the setup was great. It was 2-tiered. You walked around. The girl Jackie down the street had it, so she brought it out. That was an expensive game too, I think, at the time, because it had electronics in it.
Yeah.
Sale at the clothes store or whatever. And I can't remember how to play. I just remember looking at the game like, this is a cool board game. Boy, that was the golden age of board games. That late 80s sort of period.
Yeah.
Mid to late 80s, all those like deluxe board games that cost more than like video games, some of them at the time. That was a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
With that. Other girls' toys, I did play with my sister's Barbies a little bit. I think what I liked about them was the fact that things you can take on and off. She had a Welcome Back Kotter doll, Mr. Kotter, not a Ken doll, with the fuzzy afro on that. But the thing I liked the most, my sister had a knockoff. There was a lot, I guess, Barbie knockoff. She had a boat that had like an inflatable. It had like an inflatable like outside to it, or like the outside of the boat. So I think it actually could float. It was not Mattel. I know that. But there was like a little ladder and stuff. So it must have been at like, you go to like drug fair and maybe they had the knockoff. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Because my sister did not get a lot of Barbie toys. I guess my parents couldn't afford them. She did not have like the Ferrari or like the stuff like that. But she did have this boat that I liked. It just seemed cool when you're like 4 years old. Oh, this is a cool boat. Anyway, didn't try to put it on water though. I never did anything destructive with toys. I never like destroyed my G.I. Joes or Star Wars. You hear about your kids like, oh yeah, I used to do firecrackers with my G.I. Joes. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? What are you abusing your toys for? You must be privileged enough that you can destroy your toy. I could. My father, God, I want to say what my father would do if I destroyed my toys. I wouldn't be here potentially. All right, next one.
Hey fellas, my name is Taylor. Big fan of the show. I was wondering, if I started a neighborhood street hockey / kickball league, would you guys want to be the captains? You can pick 5 of your favorite video game characters from all time to be on your teams. But watch out, once they're on one team, they can't be on the other team.
Uh-oh, Ian, who's on your... how many people on a kickball team? Like 5 or 6?
5 is what he said. I'm going to do Kiryu Kazuma from Yakuza. I'm going to do... I don't know, Aerith from Final Fantasy VII seems like she'd be fun to play kickball with.
Okay.
Kirby, I could see some deception there because he's small and ball-like.
Little toes, little feetsies.
Small and ball-like. Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously, because he can run fast. And Princess Peach, because she's cute.
Okay, you got... Okay. Bonk, Luigi, Danny Sullivan... the person in Dusty Diamond's All-Star Software that can fly around with the wings, the devil character, he can snag those fly balls, those fly kick balls, and I don't know, my Disco Inferno Fire Pro custom. There you go. Disco plays a mean kickball.
Hey guys, JF here. I was just wondering, what is your favorite point-and-click game, like adventure game? I always loved the Leisure Suit Larry games and the King's Quest games. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, well, you're close. Space Quest is my all-time favorite series of point-and-clicks.
Sam & Max Hit the Road is probably my favorite of the point-and-clicks. I love all sorts of point-and-clicks, but I can go back to that one time and time again.
I couldn't figure that one out when I first got it. I got that at Sam's Club.
There is one spot in that game that I always get stuck at, and I always usually have to look it up.
That was in the LucasArts Archive, Volume 1 with Day the Tentacle, the Rebel Assault demo, Dark Forces demo, and a couple others. That's how I got it. I think I have that today, but not the original one.
Hey, Pat and Ian, Sean from Youngstown, Ohio. Just curious, why do you think that so many of these retro consoles that are being made in 2021 and so on, why are they such failures?
Because there's no reason for them to exist. I mean, that's what it comes to. They don't provide anything of value versus what's already on the market.
There's no reason for them to exist. Even at their best, they would, like, even if the Amico, for instance, had come out and was absolutely what it had said it was when he was just spitting words up on that stage in 2018, it still doesn't really have a means to exist because a lot of those games are going to be released on collections elsewhere or on other systems. The other thing is people don't even get that far. People see money. They see money and they think it's going to be easy. They make this stupid assumption that this is going to be easy and it's going to be a way to get their name out there and get some notoriety. And they don't even do the bare minimum, I don't think.
Well, because there have been some cash-ins that have worked.
Sure.
Stuff like that Dreamcade bullshit or the Retro Engine Sigma. Some actually do make some money and people end up with shit products.
Hey guys, did you ever think that an old NES noise kind of sounded like spoken words? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So I always kind of thought this sounded like, I'd like to make an announcement. All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far on that interpretation, but the NES certainly has the sound effects, especially stuff like the Konami games, what that's what it sounded like, definitely had a certain distinct sound to them, which is always interesting. Even like the track and field games with the jump sound, like the when you jumped up in like the like it's brilliant.
Hi guys, Jordan from Kansas here. Hey, I have a question about the Tommy Tallarico impersonator. He's a really funny dude. Does he have like a YouTube or podcast or something? I would like to see if he has like more things available and kind of support him. Thanks, guys.
I don't know what to talk about. It's an imposter. Tommy Tallarico calls in all the time.
We just have one time. Yeah, just a Tommy.
Just a Tommy. We had the one impersonator.
The one, there was the
one. Ian, Pat, what's going on? It is Jonathan in Denver again. Pat, you said you did college radio. So did I. Imagine that. I loved it. One time I got in trouble because we beer bonged 2 gallons of hot and spicy V8 each on the air and threw up. And we got in trouble for that. But I want to hear your crazy stories, man. Tell me your favorite college radio story.
You did some real shock jock shit at your radio station. I couldn't get away with that stuff. I mean, I walked the line. Now we're talking like, I'm not saying it would get me canceled today. This is stuff in like 99, 2000 that I wouldn't do today. But I did do something that got me in trouble with my friend in terms of advertising the show. We did print up and Xeroxed a bunch of things with a bikini girl on them with, listen to the radio show. And then it wasn't horrible what we said, but we plastered these things, I mean, everywhere over the student center, on the locked doors to like a lot of the campus things. So we heard about that when that happens. We heard about that. You're young and 19, 20, full of piss and vinegar. I got a radio show and it was not, looking back, that was stupid. I did a lot of stupid things in college. I don't talk about my college experiences that much, but I did a lot of things I somewhat regret.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Miles from Pittsburgh. Pat, you talked in the last episode about how having a podcast is like being in a band. Have either of you guys been in a band? Have you played any instruments? What were the bands like if you were? And if you were to be in a band in the future, what would you play?
Well, I'm not going to be in a band in the future, so I can't go there. But Ian, were you in a band?
I was. And I saw pictures of the one and only show we played when I was back home. We went through family photos.
What was the name? The Sneaky Snails? What was the name of your band?
It was a punk band. I was in 8th grade. It was freshman year. Chronic Panic was the name of the band.
Chronic Panic.
I did not name it. I played bass miserably.
You weren't that good?
No, I was awful.
Did you do any performances at a school function?
Like I said, there was one show. Was at Club KC, a local shithole bar in Buffalo.
You did that when you were like 14?
14.
How'd it go over?
People slammed into each other.
Okay, Ian, what could have been, right?
Yeah.
What could have been? I'll do a few more.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Ian. Jeff Dickinson here, Dallas, Texas. Now, I just got to watch an 8-Bit Christmas. Now, I was remembering as a kid, I really wanted ColecoVision and had to work my butt off for it. What gaming console did you have to work hard for to get as a kid? I'm enjoying the podcast. Keep up the killer work. Layers, guys.
I've always told the story about the Super Nintendo that I sell my Christmas presents for in order to get. So I can't go over that again, but that's not really working hard for. Ian, did you work hard?
Yeah,
worked hard.
I've talked about it before on here, but the Sega Genesis was the first. Sega Genesis and Game Boy were two systems that my brother and I both bought by raking leaves for our landlord in the fall. And it was Buffalo, so there were a lot of leaves. We did the front and back of two duplex buildings, and we did it 3 times each fall for each one. So yeah, it was a lot of work, but that's how we ended up getting a lot of game consoles. Because after the NES, my parents seemed kind of uninterested in buying any further ones.
We got our one console. That's good. We got DuckTales. That's all you need.
Hey guys, this is Alex calling from Oslo, Norway. Pat, I can confirm that you're correct. The McDonald's in Norway is indeed different, both in menu and food quality. So sorry, Ian. My question is for Pat. I'm wondering if you might want to branch out in your book writing and maybe do some investigative journalism once all this stuff with the Amico is said and done. I think it could be an interesting read and kind of a cool way to branch out in your writing. Thanks so much, guys. Love the show. Keep it up.
What investigative journalism? Like I go do sneaky meetings in parking garages and
yeah.
Here's the thing about the certain guidebooks. They're nonfiction. I don't like writing nonfiction I like writing fiction. I like writing narrative fictions. That's one of the only reasons why, not the only reason why, but like the NES Punk videos have like a narrative side to them because I like writing that stuff. I've written a couple of screenplays before. So yeah, I don't know about investigative journalism. I may be fascinating. I just don't know if that's for me. You think I should do that, Ian?
Yeah, why not?
What should I investigate?
The Amico. I think that's what he was getting. At.
We're doing it as we're talking. It's documented.
Yes.
Put it in book form.
I think he wants a book.
Someone will write. I guarantee you, someone will write a book, or there will be a documentary made, or both. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. We're gonna do one more. Check in on someone.
Sure.
Hey, guy. Good evening. How are you? This is Charlie from Bavaria calling. I am definitely a Bavarian person. This is exactly how all Bavarian people talk. I just wanted to call in and let you know that we are all very happy about our Bavarian tax money going to the Intellivision Amico instead of something stupid and boring like science. Am I right? Come on. Get out of here. Who cares? We need Intellivision. We need it now. By the way, Pat, I heard you finally got the chance to play Dolphin Quest. Isn't it fantastic? Yeah. Let me tell you something. I predict 2022 Game of the Year. Yeah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. Boom.
All right. Wow.
I mean, we heard it straight from the mouth of
a Bavarian. That sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger at some points. There. All right. So Dolphin Quest, a game of the year 2022. Play it now.
Yes.
Get to the Amico. All right.